Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Back here where we need ya. Back here where we need ya. Yeah, the tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back. All right, give it a stretch. Okay. I'm trying to figure out why in my solar panels not pulling what they should be. It's weird. It was fine earlier. I repositioned them so they're in front of the sun, and it was full. But I was like, oh, I can charge up this other battery. While that is also because once it's full, it doesn't pull any more from the solar panels, which makes sense. So I was like, oh, I can start filling up this other battery. And yeah, it's not getting what it should be because the other ones are getting a lot more. So I'm going to have to investigate that a little bit more after this. But the other ones are getting pretty full. Like they're pulling more than what the machines are taking. So that's good. So I'm hoping they'll be full later so I can do some more prints later on. All right. So welcome to untilit.works. All right. So for hopefully that last work session was a productive one for you. This one, I want to take a look at kind of like a collection of some of the stuff that we spoke about already, but it's kind of good to be able to have everything in one place so you can like just reference instead of like multiple different places. And so that's what I wanted to talk about during this break session. I'm gonna post a link to it, so it'll be next to the recording of this video, so you can check it out for yourself. But today I want to talk about what's new in Web UI, the Google I/O 2025 recap. All right. And so shouts to Una Kravitz. And I figured we'd take a look at this. All right. So this came out a few days ago on the 14th. Today is the 17th. So they have a video here. You can check it out. The whole presentation, super dope. You can check it all out. I want to kind of go through because what's cool is they have like examples that you can play with in this blog post. So you can kind of see it and mess around with it. So it's pretty cool. All right. So as it goes, it says, as the Google I/O event season comes to a close, this post recaps the top highlights for CSS and Web UI shared at our events this year. So incredibly powerful features that developers once only dreamed of have arrived in browsers and are reaching cross-browser compatibility faster than ever before. However, despite this progress, some of the most common UI patterns remain surprisingly difficult to implement correctly. You often have to rely on JavaScript frameworks, complex CSS tricks, and mountains of custom code to build components that feel like they should be simpler. The Chrome team, in collaboration with other browser venues, standards bodies like the CSSWG CSS Working Group and WHATWG, that's the web something and accessibility, I don't know, and community groups like OpenUI is focused on making these fundamental UI patterns genuinely straightforward to implement. Nice. So they're going to talk about some of the stuff that you can do. And what's cool is they also tell you like the browser support for it as well, which is pretty dope. So like customizable select menus. So the select element is essential for forms, yes, but its internal structure has historically been shielded by the browser, making consistent and comprehensive CSS styling nearly impossible. To build a better select requires an understanding of its building blocks, the popover API and the CSS anchor positioning API. So they go into that. All right. So here's the pop. We spoke about the popover. It's pretty dope. I like the popover API. And so, a custom dropdown needs a floating box of options that appear above all other UI elements. Basically, a select. The choices that you have. You need to pop over everything. So it's trivial to dismiss and manages focus correctly. So the popover API handles all of this, and as of this year, it has reached baseline newly available status, meaning it's stable in every major browser. So all the newer versions of these browsers, you can use the popover API. I think I used it in a project recently, and I might use it in something that I'm building. We'll see. But yeah. So creating a popover needs two parts: a trigger element like a button, and the popover element itself. Connect them by giving the popover an ID and the popover attribute. And then reference that ID in the button's popover target attribute. And so they have all this stuff here. So here it is. So this is the ID they're talking about, my popover, right? And you have to give it the popover as well to let it know that the div is a popover. And then the target, the thing that's going to invoke the popover, you just say the popover target and that same ID. And that's pretty much it. Bam, it works. Pretty dope. And then the dialogue, I'm a big fan of dialogue. And so that's gotten to where you can also like, you can say close by, and then so you can like lightly dismiss it. Like there's all these different things you can do to it. And what's cool is without using JavaScript. Oh yeah, so a JavaScript free way to connect a button to an action. So there's a few things you can do, Command 4, and you can see that's almost there. So I'm waiting for that to kind of like happen, which would be pretty dope. And so they have this thing here. So again, Command 4, the dialogue, this here. So you're saying the command is show modal. Well, what modal do you want to show? What is that command for? And that's for my dialogue right here. And yeah, pretty dope. All without JavaScript. Notice there's no JavaScript in there. You know what I'm saying? It just works. It's kind of amazing. Then we have the anchoring. Cool. So that's basically, here's the anchor. That's funny. And so you're anchoring it to this thing here, and you can say, hey, bottom edge. You want the anchor top to be at the bottom edge. You want it to be aligned with the right edge, but you know, the anchor right with the right edge of this thing. It's a whole thing. And so they have this demos. You can kind of like mess around with it. So we got here. And since it's basic, so you see how it got larger, and that's across the whole top. It's kind of amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like just there, because there's like a grid around this thing. And so you can have it span like the whole bottom here, or maybe just two on the right, two on the left, or just right in there in the center. It's kind of super dope. All the things you can do with that. And I think the the browser support is getting there, like Firefox or whatever. Can't really, but the Chromium stuff has it. So hopefully that'll be coming out soon. And again, you can just kind of play around with it. So you have the anchor, bam, it's right there to the right. And then they have this, I've never seen this before, position try fallbacks. And so then here they have to take it a step further and have the browser reposition your anchors, preventing it from going off screen by defining with position try fallbacks. The following demo shows a popover that uses this property for built-in repositioning logic. Can't do it here because, let me see if I make this larger. Now I was thinking, because you can't resize this. Like if you're able to resize this, they have a video here. You're gonna see like, so they're resizing it, and this thing is always going to stay in view. That's pretty dope. Kind of amazing. And so, yeah, all that. And so they have some JavaScript here. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, pretty dope. Wonder why they didn't use. Why did they use JavaScript? I've never sourced Anchor. I don't think I've ever. Interesting. I'll look more into that. I'm not sure how that works. That's pretty cool. Okay. So now you can do, now that they've shown you all the other stuff before, now you can have a customizable select, right? And so let's see. Oh wow, selected content. Okay. Picker icon. Option. Check mark. Okay. So I wonder if there's something special. So this whole thing is the picker. You have the option there, option hover. If it's been checked, check mark. Picker icon, this thing here, and it's selected. Okay. Okay, selected content. This is pretty cool. This didn't rotate or anything. I wonder if that's supposed to rotate. I'm not sure. But selected content. So if I, oh, that's pretty dope. Okay, there must be some JavaScript to set. No. Huh. So okay. Huh. So yeah, I guess that's always selected content. See, I've never seen that, but that's interesting. Okay. What's the is this available everywhere? Okay, it's arrived in Chrome 134. I wonder what about the other browsers. This is pretty cool. Huh. Yeah, this icon is using material. So I wonder, is it pulling in Material UI from somewhere? Where is that at? I wonder how they're getting these icons in there. It must be pulling it in. Hold on. Huh, interesting. I wonder where this materials, where that's coming from. I don't see it. Oh, you know what? Probably in the actual code pen, they're probably pulling it in because I don't see it in the code where they're getting that from. Oh, I'm gonna dive more deeply into that. All right, it's pretty cool. All right, and so the best part is this API can be progressively enhanced. In browsers that don't support these features, users will still get a functional web native select. Okay, that's pretty cool. Now this is what I really like, the carousel stuff. I might actually be using this in a upcoming side project, but see, it's not really supported in some stuff. Well, the previous and next, but some of the other stuff you can roll with, and so looking forward to checking that out more. That's kind of dope. All right, and interactive hover cards, pretty dope. But I think something will be popping up like here. Hover over it, that's supposed to pop up. I think that's without clicking it. Yeah, like because that this goes to a website. Interesting. I wonder, maybe my browser doesn't support this. Interesting. Oh, okay. Weird. I wonder what my browser is at because I don't know. All right. Oh, cool. Okay. Hmm. Okay. That worked that way. Okay. Yeah. See, I didn't get those little. Huh. Maybe I have to have it over for a while. No. Huh. Not sure why that didn't work. I'll try to figure that out. And so yeah, it's pretty dope. And a lot of these were out without JavaScript, also, which I noticed, which means that you don't have to load any scripts or anything. It'll just parse it like right then and there. That's pretty dope. And so, yeah, so the features covered here represent a fundamental shift toward a more powerful and declarative web platform. By letting the browser handle the complex, repetitive work of state management and accessibility, we can remove mountains of JavaScript, improve performance, and focus on what we do best, creating innovative and engaging user experiences. And this is a truly golden age for web UI, and it's only just beginning. Follow along right here as we work on building a more powerful web made easier. That's pretty dope. So they have all these other things you can check out. And so, yeah, I'm excited for the things that are coming to the web. It's so cool. It just gets better and better. You know what I mean? Like you can do so much more with this stuff. And so yeah, I just want to kind of post this because everything's all in one place, and so I can kind of like refer back to it when I need to, when I'm looking up stuff and like building things. So yeah, it's a nice little resource. Again, shout out to Una Kravitz. All right, cool. Let me get y'all back to work because I'm in the middle of sending emails out to the folks, the tracking numbers to the folks who I shipped their orders yesterday. So I want to get that done before I start working on these web components. So thanks for hanging out. I'm going to send y'all off with some traveling music. This right here is an artist that goes by the name of Anthony Cruz, aka A Butter. The track's called Thank You. Thanks for hanging out. When we'll come back, we'll take a look at the artist's website, listen to some music, watch some videos, maybe you'll become a fan. All right, so till then, I wish you much productivity. All right, y'all be easy. Thanks again. Peace.
I wanna say thank you for holding on when a brother was down and out. Now I feel so strong, and I wanna say thank you for being there when a brother had nowhere to turn to. You were there, and I feel like hell. And everybody says hell. We spread love like hell. I wanna say thank you for holding on when a brother was down and out.